You think you decide what you believe, what you want, what you fear. You think your opinions are your own, that you arrived at them by reason, by experience, by choice. But what if they were chosen for you, before you even knew you were choosing? What if the stories you trust, the heroes you admire, the enemies you despise, were all handed to you like a script you didn't know you were reading? Control feels invisible when you agree with it. It feels like freedom. It feels like you. And that's the trick. If they can make you believe the cage is your home, you'll never look for the door. Your mind feels like yours. But how much of it ever was? From the moment you could listen, someone was teaching you what to listen for. In school, you learned the right answers, not how to ask better questions. From media, you absorbed which events mattered and which didn't exist at all. From culture, you inherited ideas about success, about love, about who deserves your trust and who deserves your suspicion. Every headline, every slogan, every story told in the same way, over and over, until the shape of your thoughts matched the mold they were poured into. And because everyone around you shared the same mold, it felt natural. It felt normal. But normal doesn't mean true. It just means consistent. And consistency is the easiest way to control a mind without it noticing. You hear it all the time, that quiet commentary in your mind, the one that tells you what's possible, what's safe, what's worth trying, and what's not. You think it's you, your reason, your instinct. But what if it's not? What if it's the echo of a teacher's warning, a parent's fear, a politician's promise, a commercial's whisper? Years of repetition, layer upon layer, until you can't tell the difference between your own thought and someone else's agenda. And here's the most dangerous part. When the voice sounds like yours, you stop questioning it. It doesn't need to shout, it just needs to sound familiar. And in that familiarity, it writes the limits of your life. When your mind is no longer your own, the first thing you lose is choice, not the illusion of choice, that endless menu of pre approved options, but real choice, the kind that comes from seeing beyond the script. You lose curiosity. Why wonder when the answers are already given? You lose courage. Why risk when the path is already marked? And slowly, you lose yourself. Not all at once, piece by piece, until one day you wake up and realize you can't remember the last time you had a thought that surprised you. A captured mind doesn't need chains. It builds its own. It polishes them. It wears them with pride. And the longer you wear them, the harder it is to imagine life without them. Between one thought and the next, there is a pause, small, silent, easily missed. But in that pause, you are free. Free from the story, free from the conditioning, free from the voice that isn't yours. This is the space they cannot reach. They can flood your senses, fill your feed, shape your opinions, but they cannot touch the gap between one breath and another. Zen calls this stillness. It's not empty, it's alive. And the more time you spend there, the more you remember what it feels like to think without a leash. One pause becomes a minute. 1 minute becomes a choice. And a single choice is all it takes to begin taking your mind back. Now you see it. Your thoughts have been shaped. Your voice has been borrowed. Your mind has been occupied. But here's the question that matters. When you stop thinking for yourself, who is thinking for you? A stranger with an agenda? A system built to keep you compliant? An algorithm that knows your habits better than you do? Someone will write the script, Someone will choose the words. Someone will decide what you believe. If not you, then who? You don't have to fight them. You don't have to shout. You only have to reclaim the space between one thought and the next. In that space, your mind becomes yours again. So, will you leave it in their hands or will you take it back?